Hey, I know I'm super late today, so if it's not 4:45, headphones down. If it's not 4:45 on Monday, September 30th, then don't leave a comment. But if the live is still live, then by all means, please comment. Ah, son of a bitch. I think I'm missing a battery. Oh well, the batteries are dead anyway. Well, now you know why I'm running so late, because I am so out of it, dude. Oh my god. So as we all know, I am not a morning person at all. And when I go to visit my friends in San Diego, one of them comes up here for work often. And I never know if he's coming up here for work or not. So when I book my flight like he's not coming up here for work, and I'm just going to be taking, my own Uber to the airport or whatever. So I booked a flight for like 11:30. I was going to land, I was going to sleep in, wake up, have breakfast, Uber to the airport, land, etc. Come straight to work. But this motherfucker gets up at 4:30 in the morning and flies in, and then goes and does like a full work day in the Bay. So I got up at 4:30 today, and clearly I can't function because I dropped my headphones and now I have to put them back together. Fortunately, they're really high quality headphones and they just kind of snap back. I've had these headphones for like 15 years, so they get dropped a lot, and then they just pop back together. Haha, there we go. But I have been trying to like do radio all day and I cannot speak. Like my brain function is just off. I can't function at all right now. I'm like so out of it. And even though I don't have any contests today, I was like, I can't go live until I can get the radio part down, because obviously the radio part is my job. It's important. And I can't just be like over here talking to you guys and then go, oh shit, what I just miss. Anywho, I'm in a good spot now. I basically just had to take like an hour break to talk to you guys, so that I could chat. Otherwise it wasn't going to happen, because holy shit. Totally worth it though. This weekend was amazeballs. Hey, Chew. How's it going? Wow. It's super weird. I'm like trying to see how many people are watching, and it tells me that like it went from like 0 to 3 to 8 to 0 to, I don't understand at all how this works. Hey, Red, what's happening, man? So yeah, I guess everybody, I don't know. Does everybody know? I went to San Diego this weekend to see Green Day on their last show, and it was super epic. They sounded fantastic. The band took amazing care of us. We had great credentials. We were like literally on the rail up front, and they had an amazing party afterwards, and I stuffed myself silly with Mexican food and got my ears pierced, and my friends got tattoos, and we hung out till the wee hours. We got silly stringed by the Linda Lindas. Damn you, Linda Lindas. And I am burnt. Hey, Dan. How's it going? Yeah, I would have tapped in earlier, but like I said, I couldn't function. So yeah, so we normally, here's what happens, right? Like when he has to work, he'll fly up, and he always flies out on the first flight. Hey, Marlon. Oh yeah, there's a big internet outage. Verizon, I guess, is out, and anybody on the Verizon network, which I think is affecting another company. So like the Verizon network is right now, from what I hear. That could be it. Yeah. So basically, he and I carpool to the airport at 4 o'clock in the morning. 4:30. 4:30. To be fair, I got up at 4:30, brushed my teeth, put on pants, and then we left. And then we got delayed. I guess it was fog getting the planes out of LA. And we sat in the airport in San Diego for hours. And you can't sleep there because it's jam-packed. The airport's one of those like circles, which I guess makes wonderful sense in terms of like being able to pull all the planes up in a circle, but it puts all the people on top of each other. And we were just like, for so many hours. I spent like $25 on avocado toast with an egg and a $7 cappuccino. It was stupid. But finally got here. So normally what I would do is I would get up at stupid 0 dark 30, fly in with him on the first flight, and then I would have time to drive straight home. And then I would go to bed and I would get like a 2-hour nap in, and then I would hop up and then be like, pound the coffee, come in, do the radio, and I'd be fine. But today the flight was delayed and that all my nap time was gone. No nap. And of course, I didn't get any sleep, right, yesterday because football. And also my friends were having like a big family reunion barbecue, so I was kind of trying to help out and be present with that right up until I hit a wall and did take a nap yesterday. But like, I think we slept for like 4 hours after the Green Day show. We got home at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and then they were up at like 7, 8 o'clock to prep food. They cooked. I don't even know how many racks of ribs, but it was a full 5 tri-tips. And it was good. Like my arm hurts because I was in charge of slicing tri-tip. Ouch. Xfinity, you have Xfinity, Dan? Do you like their cell phone service? My mom has Xfinity. I got it for her. But I do T-Mobile because I have the cheapest, most versatile plan. I can go outside the country and I get free texting and data pretty much everywhere I've gone, whether it's the Caribbean or Mexico or Europe. And there are times when the reception on T-Mobile is like, could be better. When I was on tour, there were times when we were kind of like in Nowheresville, Midwest, like fucking Ozarks and shit, where I didn't get good reception. But at that point, I was like, how often am I going to be in the goddamn Ozarks, right? Nothing against the Ozarks, except for their politics. Hi, Eddie. Yeah, it's not a happy Monday. Pete Rose died. I feel bad. I'm just too tired to process it, though. Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, to be fair, I did add an egg for $2.95 or whatever it was. So it was avocado toast and arugula and an egg. The egg was cooked very well, but the toast was like flimsy. I made him toast it again. Hi, Lance. How's things in PA? Are you guys getting some residual storms? I talked to my sister today in North Carolina, and she says she's not in the storm path. In fact, the storm is headed west. The storm is west of her and headed further west. So I don't have to worry about them. But there have been like a lot of power outages, a lot of like trees down, the wind. It's like a really shitty storm for them in Charlotte. Yeah, exactly. Right, Dan? Like I'm not kidding you, $27 a month. And that's just because I have the Apple Watch. I think it would be, I want to say it was like 24 before I had the Apple Watch. T-Mobile gobbled up Sprint. Did it? I don't know. I've never been on Sprint. I've been on Verizon. I've been on AT&T. And I have since been with T-Mobile for a while. Yeah, Chris Christopherson died this weekend. Pete Rose died like they announced it like an hour ago or something. So that just happened. Yeah, it just didn't dawn on me how old Chris Christopherson was. But then when I think about it, yeah, of course he was old. My friends were like, he was in A Star Is Born and he was old then. And I'm like, oh, yeah, fair. He wrote Me and Bobby McGee for Janis Joplin. Well, but Janis Joplin sang it better than he did. But he wrote it. And yeah, I can't function. My brain is just like, I need that, like old PCs. Remember when you had to defrag all the time? That's what I feel like my brain needs right now. My brain needs to like shut down and defrag. But yeah. Oh my God. Green Day was so much fun. And then, like I said, yesterday was all like football and barbecue, which is what Sundays should be. Oktoberfest, Dan. Oh, and Chico. Yeah. I remember you said you were going to that. I'll bet it was fun. I'm lukewarm on beer anymore. Like, honestly, I'm like, when it comes to beer. Probably because I have since bartended, and once I learned how to bartend, I was like, why would I drink beer? I can make so many cool things. And I do have some cucumber infused vodka and gin in my fridge right now. Basically, I go through phases where like I'll be making one thing, and I've been making tzatziki a shit ton lately. And every time I make tzatziki, I peel the cucumber, and then I take the cucumber peels and I put them in a mason jar with either vodka or gin, and then I put it in the fridge, and then it makes this like really good infused vodka. And it doesn't taste cucumbery. That's the weird thing. It just has like a flavor that is bright, and then I mix it with something and it's even better. It's hard to describe. Yeah, right, Scott? I mean, I know Pete like fucked up. Don't get me wrong. Pete absolutely fucked up. But what about fucking what's his face? Shohani? You know who I'm talking about. I can't function. PJ, why do you think Aftershock is gonna have a hurricane? Hey, word salad. Remind me your real name again. Is it Will? Yeah, it's kind of scary how many people are dying from this hurricane, because the whole point to hurricane warnings is so that people can GTFO, right? Willie is the last of the highwaymen. Wow. Huh. And there's no more Wilburys, is there? Oh, Ringo. Ringo is the last Wilbury. You have US Cellular, Marlon? I have never heard that. Shots of ghost tequila? PJ, what are you talking about? Oh my God. Well, before we went to the Green Day show, we stopped at this place for lunch in what is basically the San Diego Castro. And I am like catnip for the gays. So I was like just making friends everywhere. We're all now BFFs. We're going to be exchanging Christmas cards. And one of them had the cutest sweater that I'm finding online because he gave me the label. And out of nowhere, we had a couple rounds of drinks and chips and food and all the stuff. And next thing you know, our waiter comes out and is like, tequila shots for all of you. And we were like, who ordered shots? And he's like, I did. And we were like, well, okay. And I think, I have a no shot rule, no shots after 30. But I just took the shot and I made it a floater on my margarita that was already in progress, which does sound like cheating, but falls within the parameters of my no shot rule. Yeah, John Ashton, that was a week ago though, wasn't it? Are we looking for the 3? I'm telling you, Red, cucumber infused vodka is delightful. And it's surprisingly good with both citrus and savory. It makes a good Bloody Mary, and it's fucking good with grapefruit. Word salad. Let me just point out to everybody, I remembered his name was Will, and I'm already so brain dead I can't function. So that's progress, right? No I said storm is heading west. Yeah, PJ, it's heading west from North Carolina. You know how long it would take to get to Sacramento? It would totally dissipate by then. It wouldn't make it over the mountains. I don't think. I don't know. No, Dylan is. Oh, Dylan is. Oh, wasn't Ringo in the Wilburys too? So are there two Wilburys left? Oh, I'm fucking tired. Jeff Lynne was in the Traveling Wilburys? Yeah. No? No Ringo? Wasn't there a Beatle in the Traveling Wilburys? Fuck me. I need a nap. You guys, I'm Larry. How you doing, hon? What's going on? Plug your bands. Are you playing anytime soon? Good to see you, brah. Wait, who else died over the weekend? All right. I don't know. Do you love anything grapefruit? I'm picky about the grapefruit. I got to be honest. I'm like, eh. Bob Dylan and Jeff Lynne are all that remains from Traveling Wilburys. All right. Sounds believable. George Harrison was the Beatle. Okay. Well, clearly he's dead. U.S. Cellular is a local service in Mendocino County. Oh, God. Yeah. If you find something that works in Mendocino County, stick with it, because that's the sticks if I've ever seen sticks. And I've seen sticks. I have sick days, PJ. I have piles and piles of sick days. I never take sick days because you have to actually be sick to take a sick day. They frown upon you calling in sick when you're just hungover and tired, of which I am both. John Ashton passed on the 26th. I knew it was last week. You know how internet cycles run. Oh my God. Everybody catch up on the comments. Stop telling me the same thing over and over again. I don't have the patience for it. Okay. Fuck the Wilburys. I'm tired. No more Wilburys. I don't care who else died over the weekend. Pete Rose died like an hour ago. Yeah, I'm living the dream. I did not think I'd get my ears pierced this weekend, but here we are. That was funny. Did anybody see the video? Can you see it? And then right there, I got little stars. It was funny because she was, they're like, hey, get a tattoo. And I was like, I don't know if I want to get a tattoo. I mean, I would get a tattoo, but it's a Green Day show, right? So everybody's got sleeves except for me. I don't have any arm tattoos. And I was not willing to start my arms at a fucking Green Day show. And then I was like, but I've got leg room galore. And I would totally get my ankle. Like I've got my right ankle tattooed, but I would totally get my left ankle tattooed. But I was wearing these pants that were like really like long and tight, and they went all the way down past my ankle, and they were just too tight to roll up. And I certainly was not taking my pants off, although that was frowned upon. Dirt was like, what do you mean you won't take your pants off to get tattooed? And I was like, you're right. I mean, I guess it does this is kind of a pants off party, but here I am chickening out. Then they were like, well, they're doing piercings now too. And I was like, I could get pierced, because I used to have this nose piercing that I loved. And I think I've told you guys before, one day I woke up and the nose ring was just gone. I had that nose ring for, I'm not kidding you, like 20 years, the same ring. And I never took it out. I never changed it. And then one day it just disappeared and I looked everywhere for it. I looked all through the sheets and the pillows and the mattresses. I tore the room apart. I went through the Roomba. It just was gone, never to be seen again. And I haven't gotten it redone. So I went up to her and I was like, hey, I go, do you have any nose rings? And she was like, no, just ears. And I was like, oh. All right, what do you got for ears? And she was like, well, like, do you want a second hole? And I was like, I already got like 4. So what else do you want to do? And she's like, well, how about the tragus? And I was like, nah, I already pierced those. I was like, listen, I was in my 20s in the 90s. So I've kind of already pierced a lot of things. What's new? And then she was like, oh, well, here, let's do this. And I was like, okay, let's do that. Was it crusty? No, it's not crusty. Did I have any good cheese at Green Day's expense? Well, I had lots of Mexican cheese. They made street tacos. They had beans and cheese. They had nachos. They had guac. Everywhere was guac. Oh my God, it was so good. My Green Day footage looked thrilling. It was super fun. I had to like edit it a lot because, you know, internet, but I could show you some footage. Let's see. Derp. Which one's this? Oh. That's Rancid. That's the bunny. What happened after the bunny? Sorry, it's not giving me the clips in order. It's like, it's only showing me the clips I've already done, that I've already posted. Oh my God. This bitch. They made us crazy. So it was like, it was this mat. It was great, right? We were like right there up front. And somehow that woman got it in her head that people were only allowed to be up to a certain point, and then they weren't allowed to stand on the rail for any of the rest of the section. And it was like, what? And I go, listen, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but that really does not make a lot of sense. At other venues, it's not been like that. And maybe we could radio someone to just double check, you know? And I wasn't even like, listen, I work in this business and you're full of shit and you need to radio a fucking tour manager or somebody from the tour to make sure that you're not fucking with people, right? But no, they were fucking with people. And they were like, everybody move in, keep this area clear. And it was an area that like totally did not need to be kept clear at all. And it was like, it was part of the pit. And it was nuts. And they were just like fighting with everybody the whole time and just packing everyone around the ego ramp. And we were off on the side where Mike was. And finally, after like what felt like forever, but was probably like 5 or 6 songs, the tour manager comes out and he's like, "Why are you guys all like stacked up over there?" And we were like, "Talk to your people." And he was like, "What?" And we were like, "These motherfuckers, they won't let us, like, you know, they're like, no, you have to be here. And he came out and he was like, "Stop it." He's like, "You come here." And I walked over there and we like kind of walked over to him and he was like, "Yeah, whatever you want." And my friends have like all access credentials and they're like, "Motherfucker, we could stand on stage if we wanted to. Stop telling us what to do." But nobody wanted to get in a fight with venue staff because that is a bad look. So finally, like I said, the tour manager came over and told us to come over and she was like, "No, they can't be there." And the tour manager was like, "Yeah, they can." And he's like, "Who told you this? This is not what it is." He's like, "People can totally be here. You need to stop that." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And then for the whole rest of the show, she kept like smiling at me like we were besties all of a sudden. And I was like, "Bitch, don't act like you didn't like fuck with us for the first half hour of the show. Like, why do you think it's cool now? Like, I'm not going to beef with you like ongoing, but I'm definitely not your bestie. So like, please stop." Thanks, Marlon. I like the ear piercings. It's been a minute since I did anything crazy. Dan, you like tigers? I'm confused by that. Eddie, I missed whatever it is you were saying. Never mind, too. Sorry. I absorbed it. Red, I've missed what everybody's talking about. You guys, you got to remember that I'm fucking exhausted and I can't fully function. I already have trouble following the conversation. You're going to have to give me a little context with each comment because by the time I read it, I don't know what you're fucking talking about. Are you guys like deliberately trying to confuse me? Because that's pretty easy to do right now. Hi, Jimmy. Yeah, the cheese was good. But I mean, the tacos were the thing. Oh, yeah. It's hilarious. Las Vegas radio stations are like, we're not playing Green Day anymore because they said Las Vegas was a shithole. And it's like, you know, if the shoe fits. And, you know, and they did talk mad shit about John Fisher first, you know. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't go to Vegas because I think it's a nice place to raise your kids. I go to Vegas because it's a party town. Oh, I always say, "Don't you know who I think I am, Jimmy?" That's my line. "Don't you know who I think I am?" Because I've heard way too many people say, "Don't you know who I am?" With all sincerity. Don't you know who I am? No, I don't. I don't know who you are. More importantly, you don't have a pass, so I don't care who you are. Uh, you know, it is. There's like so many security guards that just have that problem of like not being able to function like humans. And it was funny because I told all of them and I was like, there was like 3 or 4 guys and I was like, "Listen, I am so sure that it's okay for us to stand here. It's part of the pit. It's not part of the walkway. Um, there's no reason why you can't police the walkway and then let people also stand on the rails. Like, please just double check. Just double check." And then after he came out and like gave them all the what for, I was like, "I asked you to double check and you wouldn't listen. And now here you are all getting in trouble." Uh-huh. I don't know what's not to like about tigers, damn, because I don't know any tigers. What did tigers have to do with anything, dude? Oh, I absorbed the nose ring. Ha! Maybe I swallowed it. Uh, what's up about Disney jacking up prices for the stream? Disney and Hulu are raising prices and they're cracking down on password sharing. So I'm not going to tell you what you should do. I'm just going to say that if you cancel their service, you're no longer that you can have the service with multiple email addresses. All right, here's what I fucking do, right? I have multiple email addresses, and every year on Black Friday, I sign up for whatever the Black Friday deal is with a new email address or the returning email address. Whichever email address hasn't been active for the longest time with Hulu, I sign up with that one because it'll be, at that point, it's eligible for whatever promotion they're having on Black Friday. They used to have a promotion where you could get commercials. You get the commercial version for like $1 or $2 a month. And then I would put that as the only thing on my Discover card because Discover has what they call a tiny balance policy. And if your balance is under $2 a month, they just wipe it out. So for years, I got Hulu for $1.99 a month, and then Discover just wiped out the balance. So I literally got Hulu for free. In fact, I actually earned cash back on it, which is crazy. And then another thing that I like to do, my second favorite hack, is since Netflix cracked down on the password sharing and I share a Netflix account, what we do is we have the account holder has her email on the account and then my phone number on the account. So whenever you need to verify the account, they're like, hey, this isn't the household we have you in. Do we need to adjust or re-verify or whatever? She selects email, I select phone, and then we just approve ourselves to adjust the household wherever it is. And it's funny because what'll happen is it will grant you access. It'll grant your house access to the Netflix. And if you're both watching at the same time, what it'll do is it'll boot you before the next episode. So you'll get to watch the whole episode, but then it'll boot you and you'll have to like re-verify for the next episode. But the two of you can watch at the same time. You just have to keep re-verifying after each episode, which is fucking fine because I'd rather do that than pay full price for Netflix. And then the last thing I like to do is cancel a service when I'm not using it because they have shit content, like Apple TV. Whenever Apple TV has something really good, I will buy Apple TV. I think I can usually get it for like $5-6 a month. And then I'll just watch. Apple TV will be my go-to. Whenever I have time for watching TV, I go to Apple and I look at all the stuff on Apple and then I watch whatever I'm current on, binge it up. And then once I go to Apple and I'm like, oh, I've seen all that and I don't care about what's left, cancel Apple. You're now designing that shirt. Don't you know who I think I am? I have it on a laminate. I have a laminate at home that says, don't you know who I think I am? And it works, by the way. If I flash that, 9 times out of 10, they'll be like, get the fuck out of here. Come on. Really? And I'll be like, I swear I know a guy. And they're like, okay, who do you know? And usually they'll let me figure out who it is. And they'll trust me at that point, depending on the venue. Do my cats give me the cold shoulder when I'm gone longer than I should be? My cats and I have an agreement. I go where the fuck I want, when the fuck I want. They go where the fuck they want, when they fucking want. Yeah, no. I don't play that game. I Nikki Blakk the pit crew. I kind of did, Marlon. I was like, listen, I'm not saying I know your job. I'm just saying I know your job, and this ain't it. I need you to fucking quit. Some of them were dinosaurs. Some of them were just dumb. I don't know what the Michael Jacobs show is. Sorry, Jacob. Evil genius. No. Well, I mean, those are little hacks you can get away with without having to like Pirate Bay everything. Although the more annoying everything gets, the more I am leaning towards just wanting to just Pirate Bay it all. Happy Monday, Brett. It is not a happy Monday. It's just a Monday, but we're all happy we're still alive, I guess, and not under siege by a hurricane. Hey, Philip, what's happening? You know what though? Hey, we are not commercial TV. We have no commercials binge now. Commercials weekly. You know what, Jimmy? I actually have cable still. So, worst case scenario, I go to cable and just DVR whatever I feel like watching so that I can fast forward through the commercials. Hi, Justine. You got the Xfinity bundle, Netflix, Peacock, and Apple. I didn't even know Xfinity bundled that shit. What's that run you, Dan, for Netflix, Peacock, and Apple? Peacock comes for free with my Comcast package, so I already get that. And then I get Paramount Plus free with my credit card, my Amex. I also get an Amex rebate on my Hulu package now because I bought the once they coupled up Hulu with Disney, I bought the Hulu Disney bundle for the year, and then it gets billed monthly to my Amex, and then Amex credits me back like most of the price. My Amex has this my Amex Platinum, it has a media credit, and it used to cover a lot of different things, but it doesn't anymore. Now it only covers Hulu and New York Times, and then I think it covers like one other thing that I don't care about. So my New York Times subscription is like $4 a month, and my Hulu is like $20 a month or $21 a month, and then I get a $20 credit monthly towards those two things. Dinosaurs has a really depressing series finale. Are you talking about that puppet show from the 90s? Yeah, no, I don't want to watch that. Yeah, Rob, I mean, the cats and I are like roommates, man. You know, they don't get too upset when I'm gone. I mean, all their shit is automatic. I honestly, I think sometimes they're happier that I'm not in their way. I mean, Bandit's a little attention whore, so I think he gets bummed. But Smokey, zero fucks. Hell yeah, work the system, damn the man. Even if I was rich as fuck, I still wouldn't be just like handing all my money over to these asshole corporations. Speaking of piracy, you know a guy who has a hack thing. You're going to pay him for it? But what if it's just a hack thing that you could find on Google? Like how to log into Pirate Bay? Exactly, Sherry. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, eventually they'll crack down on that too, but whatever. In the meantime, and it's easy. You just go into the account and you update the email and the phone number. And then you know which one is yours and which one is theirs. And that way, boom, done deal. $15. Is that commercial free Netflix, Dan? Because I feel like commercial free Netflix is more than that. And you're getting Netflix with, well, Peacock is free for me, but you're getting Netflix and Apple for $15 a month. You sure? You know what, Jimmy? I think everybody should be playing the numbers for discounts and entertainment because fuck corporations. It's not like we're here supporting independent artists by having Netflix subscriptions. You know what I mean? Hi, Daniel. I do see that comment. Welcome. Justine, you got Showtime for 6 months for free and you watched one thing and then couldn't wait to get rid of it. You know what's good on Showtime though is Dexter. I also got rid of Showtime, actually. Showtime came with my oh yeah, I know what it is, Daniel. Is the live has to be live for me to see the comments. And what happens is after I've logged off, people will still comment and I'll have no idea what they're talking about. I'll be honest, when I look at the streaming services, Netflix seems to be at the top of my list for content. They're the one that I want year round, and that's why we're sharing it. We also share Hulu and Disney. So now that they're going to crack down, we're already fucking prepared. Suck at Hulu and Disney. I don't know what I'm going to do about Showtime, but I do want to tap into Dexter, the new Dexter, when it comes out. But also, I'm not going to be in a rush for it either. So I might just wait on it, you know? The other thing I like to do is, you know, let's be honest, we all have more time to binge shit in the winter than we do in the summer. So I'll just sign up for a bunch of stuff on Black Friday and then cancel it all in like March. But you got to remember. So that's why it's super important to set calendar alerts. You know, find out your billing date, set calendar alerts for like the days before your billing date, like in whatever month. And then just be like, huh, oh yeah, they're going to bill me again for Hulu. Open Hulu, look at it and be like, is this shit worth $15? Not really. And then cancel. Click, 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 done. It's just that easy. Sorry, I forgot to do some business here. There it is. 4. Yeah, and if anybody has like a bunch of shit going on credit cards, hey Shireen, what's happening? If anybody who's got a bunch of shit going on credit cards, you should look at your credit card statements every single month and just be like, what can I get rid of? Do I really need that? Because people, that is a whole marketing strategy to get people to sign up for trial subscriptions and then have them be too lazy to cancel. And I make sure that every month on the 15th, I go through all my credit card statements, get rid of everything I don't think I need, call on anything that doesn't sound familiar, and then schedule all my bills to pay. Justine, you were wondering about the comments because you know I can't see the chat comments, but I can still see the comments under the live window after I've logged off. Well, what happens is I'll log off and then I'll see a couple comments pop through. But once I've logged off and I close the browser, I'm not seeing them. Sometimes I'll get a notification and it'll be like, someone commented on your video. And if I click on it, it'll take me to the comment. But at that point, it's like the next day. And I already can't figure out what people are talking about from 5 minutes ago. So how am I going to figure out what the fuck somebody was talking about from 24 hours ago? Like, forget it. I cannot. Hi, Karen. What's happening? Wisconsin. You putting the con in Wisconsin? PJ, your new smart TV has outsmarted you. Aw. Justine, you going to party? Oh, nice. Yeah, everyone should pay off their credit cards. If you haven't paid off your credit cards, it is money diet time. Get that shit paid the fuck off. When we went to the concert, we called an Uber, and the guy who picked us up was darling. He had this Tesla SUV, which by the way opens like a DeLorean. Super weird. And there's a screen on the front of that thing that is like ginormous. I don't even know how to describe it. It's basically like 18 inches by 26 inches. Like it's huge. He said that he'll park it. He'll go to like a grocery store that gets free charging, and he'll park it at the grocery store and watch movies while it charges because it's like a real TV screen. And it also has carpool karaoke. Isn't that hilarious? He goes, yeah, you have to have a passenger in the passenger seat, but the passenger in the passenger seat, which was me, can select karaoke, and it can detect that there's a person there. So we did carpool karaoke on the way to the show, which was super fun. But then he mentioned that he bought the Tesla used for like $30,000. And then he said that his car payments were $1,100 a month. And I was like, what? No wonder you're driving fucking Uber. You spend $1,100 a month on a car payment? You know what my car payment is? Fucking goose egg. 0. That's how I own a house in the Bay. I mean, what the fuck? So yeah, Justine, kudos to you and anybody else. Oh my God, Karen, is that funny the way I say Wisconsin? Oh, because I say Wisconsin. Do I say that? Sometimes I do that unconsciously. I think I get it from that 70s show. I used to watch it before they got canceled in more ways than one. And it was always, hello, Wisconsin. And all I could hear was Wisconsin. Wisconsin. The DeLorean is coming back. Yes. Yes, it is. Can it detect a blow up doll? You know what, Justine? I did not test that theory. It might. But I got to be honest, that carpool karaoke was fun. Although I suppose you don't really need carpool karaoke if you don't have a passenger, right? Because then you could just sing along to the radio. What they don't want is they don't want the driver reading the words on the screen while they're driving. Exactly, Red. Like, oh my God, if I had $1,000 more a month, I can't even imagine. That is so much money. Plus, I mean, those Teslas can't be cheap to insure, you know? Would I get one what, Dan? A DeLorean? Pff, no. Hey, Terry. Sofa Street Fair in San Jose rocked. Aw, I'm glad you guys had fun. Hi, Aaron. I'm tired. I'm so fucking tired. I can't see straight. I mean, I literally can't see straight. I had to put glasses on to like watch a movie on the plane. And I looked over when I was looking over at the screens that had our flight times on it. I could see the flight times that were in black, but I couldn't read the flight delay times that were in yellow. And I was like, oh my God, I'm just so tired. I can't function. Even on the radio, like what you guys are hearing on the radio today is the product of me having to do each break like 17 times because I could not complete a fucking sentence. And I have had 2 cappuccinos and an entire French press today. You couldn't make a time machine out of it, could you? Well, not unless you can Amazon a flux capacitor. Miguel, what's happening, man? Yeah, it's all right, man. We all running late today, dude. Today is not the day. Pete Rose is late today too. Oh, too soon? Too soon. Yeah, sorry. Oh, thanks, Terry. Well, tell me what was the best thing at the street fair? Because Jimmy dropped in and didn't say shit about it, and PJ hasn't said shit about it either. Are you the only one that went after all their shit talking? Oh my God, right, Aaron? Everything hurts. Right, Daniel? Oh my God, car payments are like how the man keeps you down. They keep convincing people that they need to get a new car every couple of years, and then all of a sudden, like during the pandemic, everyone realized what a fucking scam it is to trade your car in and then just keep upping your car payment. Hang on one second. Work email. Mm-hmm. Okay, sorry. No. I had a work email that I absolutely had to read because it was important. It is about my interview with Ripper Owens that is going to drop tomorrow at 10 a.m. So if you guys want to see me interview Tim Ripper Owens, set the alarms for 10 a.m. tomorrow, which is exactly what I'm doing. Mm. Oh, I see. Okay. Sorry, comma. I've been up since 4 a.m. and I'm a little crisp. Setting the alarm before I forget. I was so tired this weekend that I literally walked into the kitchen multiple times and was like, why am I here? And why am I naked? Sometimes you just don't get the answers. Oh, now I get the breaking news that fucking Pete Rose died. Jesus. The news is running a little behind on that shit, isn't it? Oh, did it actually disconnect? Oh, I thought you guys just thought I was like disconnected because I was sitting there like mouth breathing and staring at my phone. Sorry. Dan, I don't think hating money is what's gonna do you any good. Money is not the enemy. It's the greed that is the enemy. Angerhead, huh, Terry? Nice. Yeah, you know what, Justine? A lot of people are fucking kicking the bucket right now. I'm not sure why. Heat stroke. I mean, they do say that global warming is causing more deaths. Oh God, yeah. I think Tim's mom died. I'm not sure. I've seen. I don't want to misinterpret, so don't take that as gospel. I just saw that Tim Narducci's been posting old photos of his parents, and indicating that something terrible has happened and that he's trying to cope. And my heart goes out to him because losing a parent is terrible. So I think that's what happened. Let's see. Oh, right. Maggie Smith. That was last week too. Oh, Dikembe Mutombo this morning. You are right. I totally spaced that. And Dikembe Mutombo was only like 58. Crazy tall people are like Great Danes. They die young. I think it's because their hearts have to work harder to pump their blood. No, I mean, I literally think that's it. That's why short people have so much fucking energy. Huh. Maybe it did, and I just didn't see it. Yeah, I had to get up at 4:00 in the morning for or 4:30. I had to get up at 4:30 because our Uber was leaving for the airport at 4:45 because San Diego airport's under construction, and so it's a shit show, and we were driving in from outside the city. So it would be like if I was going to the airport from Concord. Basically, if I was going to SFO from Concord, it's about the same drive. So we had to leave early to make sure that we were there and through TSA and all the bullshit. And the construction and the blah blah blah. And then we were supposed to fly out on the first flight, which was at like 7 something, and then that flight was delayed for 3 hours. So usually if I fly out at 7 something, I land at 8 something, and by 9 something, I'm back in bed and I'm sleeping until like noon when I slap myself awake, pack my lunch and run out the door. So that I can get to work in time for 2. But nope. Oh, just the chat, not the live? Oh, that's weird. Yeah, Jim. Yep. We seem to be keeping a celebrity death toll in the chat today. So scroll back and you'll see them all. Yeah, Aaron. Yeah, he had been sick for a while. I still maintain that tall people die sooner because their bodies have trouble pumping enough blood. I mean, what if the cancer thrived because his body had a hard time pumping the blood all the way up into his brain and thoroughly enough through it to keep keep free radicals moving so that they weren't settling and becoming tumors. Sounds legit, right? It might be. I mean, that's a legitimate theory right there. Oh God, I'm tired. And it's almost 6. All right, kids. Did anybody have any questions for me before I tap out? Because I'm tapping out at 6. Like hard out at 6. I am so tired. I know it's weird how I read the science books, huh? Well, I can't go get some sleep yet because I'm on the air till 7, but I do have to do some work around here. And stuff. Did everybody get a chance to see my new ear piercings? What? There they are. I got stars. They're little stars. They're super cute. It has been forever since I got any kind of like piercing at all. It's actually been forever since I got a tattoo too, because my tattoo guy passed away. And you really got to trust your tattoo guy. Whew, God. And I did take a minute to like do my hair, but look at this shit, dude. Is what it is. I know. And I'm supposed to go to a thing tonight in the Castro, and I'm just not gonna make it. I can already tell. I'm gonna be that asshole. Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, I think it really does take an awful lot of energy. What do you mean no sleepwalking tonight, Dan? Why would I sleepwalk? Thanks, Marlon. Nobody ever has questions anymore, huh? It's almost like I don't even need to. What is it that's sound advice, Dan? Don't sleepwalk? I mean, sleepwalking is usually not a choice. It's a subconscious thing. But I haven't sleepwalked since I was a kid. Unless I was like really high. If I'm high, I will sleep eat. You pierced your own ear and then went to Claire's for your right. That's weird because they charge you the same whether you get one or both ears at Claire's. That shit was cheap. That's where I got my ears done. I remember I cut school because I was like 15 and you had to be 18. So I figured if I went in the middle of the day, like on a Tuesday at fucking 9 o'clock in the morning, they would totally just assume that I was over 18 because otherwise I was supposed to be in school. And it worked. They totally pierced my ears. My mom would not let me get my ears pierced. She just refused. Maybe I was 14. But yeah, all my life I wanted my ears pierced and my mom was not having it. She was like, whores get their ears pierced. It was weird. What do I like in my hot chocolate? Whiskey. Hot buttered rum. Thanks, Red. You were going to ask if I had a Desert Island album. I do, but I can't remember what it is. That's how tired I am. Marshmallows? You know, I'm not against marshmallows in hot chocolate, but I'll be honest, they piss me off. You know, you have to kind of slurp them in. Otherwise, they just kind of bounce off your face. And, or you have to spoon them out. But if you're slurping, you're going to be slurping like hot liquid just to get the fucking marshmallows. Or the marshmallows get melty or you have to spoon them out. It's too much work, Dan. I don't want a fucking spoon in my hot chocolate. I just want to sip my warm beverage, preferably with some sort of alcohol involved. Sorry, hang on a second, guys. I'm getting a work message. Next time you're calling the webcam software, can you hide the names so you move third? Oh, comma, yeah, comma. I'll look into the settings and see if I can adjust that, comma. I'm sure I can, comma. Baby Huey probably knows how to do it, comma. He's been using StreamYard longer than I have, and I can ask him. Graham crackers. Hi, Amy. Oh, you're catching the tail end. You want graham crackers in your hot chocolate? What? Why don't you just make s'mores, Dan? Dan, you seem to need to overcomplicate your beverage. Jim, do you remember before the pandemic when Saxon played at the Cornerstone Brewery in Berkeley the night before they opened for Judas Priest in San Francisco? Was I there? Before the pandemic, and Saxon was at Cornerstone. Sorry, Jim. I got the brain fog and nothing is ringing a bell. Saxon at Cornerstone? Really? I mean, I believe you. I believe I was there. I can't produce a memory from it at this point. I would maybe something with more context would jog my memory, but I don't remember. Jacob, you think my mom is awesome? You've never met her. All you know about her is she thought whores got their ears pierced. I feel like that's a poor judgment on your part. Jacob, all of that comment is problematic and strange. You may want to reread it and maybe have some personal analysis involved there. Yeah, Dan, it's super mushy and annoying. Like, I don't care if you use a big mug. Your graham cracker is going to break in half and fall off and just be like floaty. And then next thing you know, you basically have the equivalent of hot cereal water. I mean, why don't you just save the milk after your Cocoa Krispies and then put it in the microwave? That's kind of like what you're describing now. Or maybe not Cocoa Krispies, but Amy, message from Jay. I love that girl. Oh, I forgot you went to LA. Oh, that's right. You saw my guys. Well, I love them too. Thanks for passing the love between us all. I appreciate that. You're so clandestine about it, though. That's funny. Yeah, Dan, I feel like if it's going to be a liquid, I want it to be a liquid. And if it's going to be a solid, I want it to be a solid. I'm not mad at like the multiple textures, but if I'm going to have all the texture of like the graham cracker, the marshmallow, and the chocolate, I think the s'more is a better vehicle for that. Or an ice cream. But the hot chocolate can't be putting too much stuff in it. It gets irritating. I know, right? Yeah, Red, you're talking about Jacob, right? Yeah, Jacob needs to spend some time with that comment and figure out what's wrong with it. Oh my God, it was George's 70th? Oh, I cannot believe he's 70. God, I need his workout regimen. He looks amazing. Yeah. Dan, you use milk and almond milk? I'm confused by that. And a peppermint candy cane. Jesus, Dan. How do you drink a beverage with so much shit in it? I'm very confused by all this. I mean, I don't mind a peppermint candy cane in the beverage if you're using it like as a stir stick and a garnish. I'm okay with that. But the graham cracker, the marshmallows, all the other stuff, nah. Hey, Christopher, we all started late today. We're all exhausted. It's not new lighting in the office. It's the fact that the lighting is on because it's later in the day and it's getting dark earlier. Yeah. Oh, you're late on that one. We did talk about Pete Rose. Right, Amy? Oh my God, George looks amazing. Fucking amazing. I am so happy for him. Like I said, I saw him on the mountain and I talked to him very briefly and he just looks great and he sounds great. And I'm thrilled that he's not part of our fucking Deadpool today because there's so many people that died. Oh, Dan, yeah, no one should use water in hot chocolate because that's just, what's the point? You know? Okay. Yeah. Dan, I feel like you need to just make a s'more and make a hot chocolate. And then maybe kind of like go back and forth between them. Reese's, Dan, you're out of control, man. You got to stop putting shit in the fucking hot chocolate. That is too much. Oh my God, we had a piñata too. I forgot about the piñatas. Oh, shit kept punching me in the face at Green Day's party. They had these piñatas on the wall, and they were all album covers. And we thought the piñatas were like just empty piñatas, but then we found out they were full of candy. So at like 1:00 in the morning, we made Green Day's security guys punch the piñatas open because we didn't have anything to string them up with. I mean, there was a fucking mariachi band and shit. It was so off the walls. And so we did one piñata and everybody was like, oh yeah, this candy rocks. And there were like York peppermint patties, which are one of my favorites, which I'm sure Dan would put inside of his hot chocolate. So I snatched a bunch of York peppermint patties and started munching on them. And then they pulled a second piñata down, and that security guard, they like chanted his name until he was like ready to do it. And then he kicked it and nobody expected him to kick it. We thought he was going to punch it and it would like pop open gently, but he kicked it and he blasted the candy out the back of the piñata. And I was standing behind the piñata, not like close behind the piñata. I'm talking, I was like 8 feet behind this, maybe 6 or 8 feet behind this fucking piñata. And the candy came flying out and popped me in the face. And ow, yeah, my arm, my eye still hurts a little bit. And then at the end of the night, I'm standing there and I'm talking to Mike Dirnt and Billy Joe. And they're both like Mike is on my right and Billy is like in front of me. And out of nowhere, the Lindas came in with an army of silly string, and we were just completely covered in seconds. And I looked up and I'm like, what is going on? And I had silly string all over my head, my hair, my face, everything. And then they kept spraying it, but it was out of silly string. So I was getting like air blasted in the face with whatever the chemical is in the silly string can without the silly string. And yeah, oh my God, no, Red, it was like a fucking dum-dum to the eye. It was like I'm frankly lucky I don't have an eye injury, or at least a more serious eye injury from it. Cause yeah, actually. Nah, I'm fine. But yeah, it really things really could have gone very south with that dum-dum hitting me in the face. I think I must just have fast reflexes, even after so many margaritas. They had margarita machines that were like self-serve margarita machines all night long. All night long. All right. On that note, next time you're around a piñata, pay more attention. Never trust the Lindas. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow will probably be late too, because I've got meetings. I've got a meeting tomorrow, and I might end up having to record my podcast with Steve Gorman during the show tomorrow. So if that happens, if you guys just don't see me tomorrow, I'll try and pop on later in the day. Yeah. Piñatas, dude. Fucking dangerous. Green Day, dude. Fucking dangerous. All right. Everyone get some sleep. We could definitely all need it. Use it. Fuck. I'm out.